Okay, hello everyone, my name is Laquan Williams, and in this video I'm going to be discussing the subject matter of last night's episode of Superman&Lois on the CW TV network. The episode was called Loyal Subjects, and it was Season 1, Episode 9. What happened was the show revealed the true intentions and obviously the whole entire ordeal of why Morgan Edge is in Smallville, what are his major plans, and obviously who he is. Apparently he is a Kryptonian as well, just like Clark Kent, aka Superman. He actually knew his real Kryptonian name, which is Kal-El. He knew that, and he says he knew about him. He said he crashed and arrived on Earth right around the same time he did. He showed that he had powers. He showed that he could also fly. Surprise that obviously nobody, myself included, thought about. Because we thought initially, I can speak for myself, I don't know about other people, but I thought initially he was like basically a little more sadistic version of obviously Lex Luthor, where he wants to take over the world and the planet, screw things up. But this was obviously different. He's making people into obviously his not only his test subjects, but obviously his army and slash minions. And by doing this, obviously he's making sure that obviously he can control the whole entire city of Smallville. And how he's been doing that is he's been inserting Kryptonian or slash obviously alien host into the bodies of the humans of Smallville. And by doing that, he's making sure that he can create his own army with ex-Kryptonite, take down Superman, and obviously control the city of Smallville, move on to Metropolis and the rest of the world. And obviously that's what he's been doing. It's been very interesting to see that, obviously. The show has obviously been very fun, but that was a very big surprise, and obviously Superman didn't see that coming. And the unfortunate matter of obviously what happened is he's dealing with obviously the effects of the last week's episode of which was season 1, episode 8, the fight that Superman obviously had with another Kryptonian who he did not know about, which was pretending to be a army soldier at the Department of Defense, the DoD's whole entire compound, which is controlled by Lois Lane's father, who obviously is Superman's obviously father-in-law, and who he's been having obviously a back and forth debate with and slash fight and argument about how the family's supposed to be run, what he's supposed to be doing as a superhero and whatnot. So he's been using he's been having a stockpile of experimental kryptonite weapons that he's been keeping stockpiled and safely guarded down in one of their bunkers in a room, a big huge lab, and he's been keeping that safe and for in a way, so in case Superman obviously decides to flip out, he has a contingency plan, which is something he put in order as a failsafe to use those weapons on him in case he decides to go rogue. Him and Jordan, his younger son who has powers, have been having respiratory breathing problems because of the kryptonite in their lungs, so they had to go to the Fortress of Solitude and literally have laser beams shot at Jordan on his body in order to burn it out of his body because he couldn't breathe. So that was the issue that they were both having. He went to go stop a bank robbery in Mexico, so he flew all the way from the United States all the way to Mexico. But when he was fighting the guys who were the bank robbers, they were shooting him, but he was obviously falling down while he was getting hit. Something we know doesn't happen to Superman with bullets unless they have kryptonite infused, or they were made from kryptonite, or they had some type of kryptonite put on them or in them. Either way, obviously, because it's his poison, obviously, to him. Basically, that's what happened, and because of that, he figured that obviously the effects were continuing to hurt him. So, obviously, he tried to figure out a way to help himself, but then Jordan got sick, so he had to help him, and they both figured out what was going on. And obviously, because of this, he had to ask his dad, his father, Superman, obviously when he goes to the Fortress of Solitude, plugs in the cube diamond from his spaceship, obviously puts it into the I guess you could say the station, and his dad pops up as a virtual version of himself, because he's obviously no longer alive, and he talks to him. Obviously, it's like AI system. It's kind of like how Zordon is when the Power Rangers. Basically, he's not a physical body, but you can still obviously see and hear him, obviously. But he's very helpful. He's a guide to obviously him and the rest of the family. So that's basically what's been happening. It's been very interesting. The twist was obviously very unexpected on the show. I did not expect that at all, and it happened. It was very entertaining. It's been a very fun show. This is my second favorite episode so far in this first season. It's been renewed for a second season a couple months ago, Superman and Lois. was renewed for a second season. My first favorite episode was actually the first time Superman fought Captain Luthor, which was about it was about 3-4 episodes ago. Oh, excuse me, it was we're in episode 9. It was about, it was about episode, I think it was about episode 3 he fought him in his actual whole entire suit. I think it was the second episode. That was fun to see. It was very entertaining. It was fun. I liked it. It was pretty cool, and it was something that obviously I know where this big huge guy in this Master Chief like Halo type suit fights Superman. They're flying around in space and in the air, fighting on the ground and stuff, and it was very interesting. And obviously he kind of explaining himself like, oh, I know about you and your moves and what you can do and stuff, and it was very interesting because it was like a chess match. Obviously, it was very interesting and fun. But the show has been great. It's been very entertaining. I've been watching it obviously since the first episode, and I was very happy and excited to see it. Because I really love these superhero shows, and unfortunately, besides this show next year, and obviously Stargirl and the show Batwoman, those are the only shows that will be on there from DC. There's this new character named Naomi that they're going to be making a show about. I don't know if she's in DC Comics, but apparently she might be, or has been, because the show is based off of the fact that Superman came to her town, some type of freak accident happened, and she got powers by herself. She got powers before that. The Flash, DC Legends of Tomorrow, and Supergirl will all be gone next year. Then that's basically it. It's current, and Black Lightning's already gone. Currently in its final season is Supergirl. The Flash is going to be doing its final season this upcoming year, going into next year, November 2020 into 2022 of probably, I would say, February, maybe mid-March, they'll be done. Its final 8th season. DC Legends of Tomorrow will be ending with his 7th and final season next year as well. That's what it's obviously rumored to be and looking like, especially online. When I looked at multiple articles saying Grant Gustin is done with the show after this 8th season, he signed a contract, he's on. Daniel Panabaker is going to be leaving the show after this season, but it looks like that's not the case. I don't know if what's going to happen yet. That was a rumor. It was not announced at all officially, but officially last night on The Flash, Cisco Ramon's last episode was last night. Obviously, Carlos Valdez, the actor who plays Cisco Ramon on The Flash, ended last night. His obviously term on the show. He's been there from the beginning. Original cast member. He's not going to be on the cast as a recurring cast member. He will be making one-off appearances here and there, just like what most people do when they leave a show, for the most part. And that's what's going to be happening. So we'll see what happens with that. But Superman, The Flash, and the rest of the CW TV network shows have been very entertaining. It's just very unfortunate with Black Lightning being gone and Green Arrow being gone that they don't have a lot of shows left. Obviously, they have new shows, but none of them interest me. And there's other ones on, but I'm not watching any of them because I don't find them interesting at all. These are just way more fun and entertaining, especially when you saw some characters that you never thought that would be on TV. Well, you kind of heard about them. Like when I was playing like Marvel vs. Capcom games, and you see Iron Fist and Luke Cage, you're like, oh, these are cool characters, but the next thing you know, they get their own TV shows, obviously. So it's been very entertaining with those Marvel shows. With the DC shows, have been very good. But like I said, they've been on for a while, but like I said, they're just moving in a different direction. The TV network is doing a soft reboot, so they're moving into a different direction where they're going to have other shows on that have nothing to probably even do with superheroes. Like Naomi is something new. I don't know how that's going to do. The Powderpuff Girls are going to have a live action show where Chloe Bennett, who played Earthquake, aka Quake, aka Daisy, aka Sky, on the Marvel TV show the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., that was aired on ABC 7 for about eight seasons. I watched the last 4 of them. She's going to be on the show with some other 2 other actresses as well. And there's going to be, like I said, this new show called Naomi. There's going to be a show called Kung Fu that's actually just airing right now. I don't know how it's going to go, how those shows are going to go and whatnot. I think obviously with the star presence on the Powderpuff Girls, that probably will last a little bit longer. But we'll see what happens with that. It'll be very interesting. We'll see what happens with that, but I don't know. But that's basically it. I'll have to see about this episode of Superman&Lois, which was season 1, episode 9. My review of it, and like I said, I'm adding on some more news to explain what's going on in the network, what the shows are on. And like I said, the show has been fun. It's been very entertaining. I love this episode. It was the second best episode to me for so far. Obviously, in the 9 episodes total for this first season, the big reveal that Morgan Edge, as you can see right here, I'm on cinemablend.com, is obviously the bad guy that we knew he was, but we didn't know he was even more sadistic and smart in his way, even more than Lex Luthor. Where not only is he using Kryptonians to take down the city and take control over the city of Smallville and create his own army, and using Kryptonite and the mines down there, the coal mines in Smallville. He's also a Kryptonian himself, and he knows about Superman, whose real name. Well, his Kryptonian name is Kal-El. He actually called him out last night. They had a little mini fight in the desert. It looked like the Grand Canyon, and that's what happened. So we'll see what happens on the rest of the show. It's been very entertaining and very fun. Like I said, the twists was great. We didn't expect it, and we'll see what happens with that. Also, other people, on the show becoming obviously the new body host to these alien / Kryptonian, obviously, forces / beings. He's making people into his not only his what the episode's called loyal subjects, his loyal test subjects, but he's making them their slaves. He's injecting the Kryptonian alien host into the bodies of obviously these people, and they're it's like demonic possession. They're no longer in control of themselves. They're no longer in control of themselves. They're attacking their family members. It obviously was very interesting to see Lana Lang obviously not even know that her husband's obviously involved in this until she obviously confronted him about it. He popped up in the episode at the farmhouse, where the Kent family lives. Obviously, Clark Kent, his wife, and his 2 sons, Jordan and Jonathan, who have one of them has powers, the other one does not. He popped up out of nowhere, and he said, "Oh, I'm here to help you guys." Next thing you know, he's got his eyes lighting up with ready to shoot laser heat beam / heat vision out of his eyes. And it was a surprise and a shock too that he obviously was a part of Morgan Edge's army, but he wanted to work with him as the chief fireman, obviously in charge. But he went the distance and said, "I'll do this," because he thought it was going to be a great thing to do. Another thing is General, I guess you could say Lois Lane's dad from the army. Those experimental weapons I talked about, the kryptonite weapons, he used those on 2 Kryptonians that came in who were taking over the bodies of 2 regular citizens of the city. So actually, the weapons he has stockpiled actually came to be useful, because now he's able to use them on those Kryptonians, obviously, and not Superman, because obviously he needed to save his family. He was there. They came into he was sitting in his car talking on the phone to somebody from the army, one of his contacts, while Jonathan, the older brother, was there with Lois Lane, his wife. The 2 Kryptonians walked in through the door and started attacking him, shooting the place up, the house up with their heat vision, throwing them around and trying to kill them. He pops in, shoots them with his type of a grenade launcher type of gun / kind of looking like a new version of a Tommy gun. 21st century, obviously, and he used the grenade launcher gun. He used it and hit them with like these obviously type of rounds or bullets that obviously were completely filled with kryptonite. Even if it's synthetic, it hurt them and knocked them out. They were down for the count. He was kicking them and trying to tell them to stay down. They did get up eventually, but they were still hurt, because obviously, these are dangerous weapons, obviously, to Superman. And obviously, you saw what happened to him. These guys are obviously Kryptonians as well. Not as powerful as Superman, but the synthetic kryptonite, smoke, grenades, knives, batons, anything that they have that he has available in his arsenal, even grenades, is going to hurt them. And you obviously saw that last time in the episode, so it was very impressive to see that, and very entertaining, because now you're like, oh dang, he used these weapons on Superman last week. His son-in-law, he didn't use them himself, but they were available to be used against him, because one of the guys who was working there at his army base turned out to be a Kryptonian in disguise and used them on Superman. And obviously Superman returned the favor and took him out. And obviously that's what happened. Took him down. John Henry Irons came in for the kill and took down the Kryptonian who was trying to kill Superman. That he obviously decided himself, I'm still going to stab him to death with this Kryptonian / kryptonite infused like dagger staff. But obviously Lois Lane and the rest of the army base were looking at him, pointing guns at him. Lois Lane talked him out of it, and that's what happened obviously on last week's episode, when she found out that she was his wife in a different world, another lifetime, but not, but another Earth, basically. So that's basically what's going on. We'll see what happens with the rest of the show. Like I said, it's been very fun, very entertaining, and I'm enjoying it. And I used to watch the Superman of the 90s with Clark Kent, played by Dean Cain in the 90s. So I was very interesting to see another version of Superman live action on TV, because we haven't seen one since then. That was the early to mid 90s. Haven't seen nothing like that since then, except movies, of course, obviously. Brandon Routh playing him, and in Superman 2005, I believe. I think it was called Superman Returns. And obviously Man of Steel, obviously, with Harvey Keitel. Obviously from the Justice League, obviously. So in the movies with Ben Affleck. Yeah, so that's basically what's been going on with that. The show's been very entertaining. And that's basically what's been happening. It's been very interesting. What's been happening. The show's been fun, like I said. We'll just see what happens. But excuse me, Henry Cavill is the actor who's been playing Superman the last 3-4 years. That's basically it. So I had to look his name up right now because I forgot his name. I was supposed to say Harvey Keitel, Harvey Klein, or whatever, but that's a different actor. So we'll see what happens with the show. It's been very entertaining, like I said, and very fun. That's all I have to say about this. But that's all I have to say about this subject matter. Obviously, us seeing how the show's been progressing. I want to thank you for watching my video. Let me know if you have any questions or comments about the show. Have you been watching? Have you not been watching it? Will you be watching it? Are you sick of the CWTV network shows / superhero shows? And if you're burned out by them, let me know what you have to think about that. And if you haven't watched it, is there something that's interesting to you? Is Superman one of your favorite superheroes? Is he not? Would you like to see a live-action Batman TV show on there one day? Hopefully. I don't know who could play him. We'll see what happens. Thank you again for watching, and that's all I have to say about the subject matter, again, which is the topic of last night's episode of Superman and Lois, which was titled Loyal Subjects. It was Season 1, Episode 9. And thank you again for watching, and that's all I have to say about this subject matter. Bye. Thank you.